Hey there everyone, hope you're all having a wonderful day and thank you very much for clicking through to this video. I actually thought I was going to make a very different video, but luckily I can make some amazing updates which will make this video much more uplifting, which is awesome. So what I want to do is go over a couple of CDI pickups that I picked up over the last couple of months or so. Probably shouldn't, but you know me, can't help myself. But first of all, I think it's more important to have a brief talk about Griezo, because as you know from my last video and also from my last channel post, things have been going very poorly for the poor guy. He's been having trouble ever since February, and he's been on a declining health ever since. Initially, we figured that it was his thyroid, and through medication things were held under control, and it seemed to go up again, and he gained weight. But unfortunately, he started to, ignore food, not drink, and just look like a cat on his way out. Everyone who has had cats knows what that's like, where they go and withdraw themselves. They look very down, and Griezo was getting worse and worse, growing weak, losing a lot of weight, and he started to just have some weird behavior, like walking in circles, falling over. Whenever he started eating, or especially drinking, he would get scared from the eating or the drink. It was weird, very strange, and it was getting worse and worse over the months, and it had become very hard to look after him as well. It was getting so bad that eventually he was being admitted to the animal hospital, and I got him back last Sunday, so a week ago now, and he didn't really improve, and they still did not have a clear indication like what is actually going on here, because for a 13-year-old cat, his kidneys actually look much better than expected, which is always good to hear with cats. His liver was fine. There weren't a lot of markers in his blood that would indicate a serious infection or anything. They did make a what's it called in English? You know, the thing they do with pregnant women, where you can look at the baby. We call it an echo, but it's called different in English. But I forgot the name. And they did see a couple of vague things that looked a bit off, but they weren't really sure. So we did still have some tests for bacteria, and after about 1.5 weeks, we finally got the result of that there was basically no big bacteria. There was one colony found, but that one was like a common one that could have just as easily be a contamination in the petri dish itself. So it was very unclear, and basically they said well, it's probably neurological, especially when he just walks in circles, keeps falling over, and just that weird behavior, which was kind of sad, because all the way in the beginning I made an off comment at one point wow, he looks kind of like me when I have a migraine. Anyone who has had a migraine or knows someone who has a migraine know what's that like, what that's like when you have that migraine and everything is just too much. Like every sound, every bit of light, it's all too much and very unpleasant. And that was also the case with Griezo. When he was in his box, he would just touch the box. He would just jump up. It was not pleasant for him. His eyes were very dilated. He was just not well. And he had grown so weak on Monday. And on Tuesday, even weaker. He kept falling over, also in his own urine and own shit. So, you have to keep cleaning him up, which he doesn't like. You have to force feed him. It was not pleasant for him at all. So on Tuesday, we made the decision to just opt for euthanasia, but we wanted to do it at home. So I asked the vet if she would come over, and she would have time on Friday. So we made the appointment for Friday to have him put down and put out of his misery. But then Wednesday came along, and I didn't have had given him any of the heavy hitting medicine yet, and all of a sudden he was acting better. And I don't know what happened that night. I don't know if I should start believing in miracles or something, but he was, well, much more clear. He was doing stuff, walking, he was reacting to people. I asked my parents over, and they had a look, and they were like, wow, night and day. Not sure what happened. Unfortunately, in the evening, he still fell down. Like, it looked like the same he has been for weeks. And, so I still let the appointment stand there. On Thursday, I was like, okay, maybe there was just like the final hooray, as people tend to have when they die as well, where they have like one more time where they kind of live up. So I decided to give him some steroids, and that didn't seem to do a whole lot until the evening. In the evening of Thursday, he started to live up again and get more active and start to react again and actually ask for food, which he hadn't done in months. Like, I had to, like, even on Thursday morning, we still just put food in him via a syringe, and now he was just eating himself. In the night, I woke up because his bowl was empty. He needed more. And I woke up again. Why? Because he had found a toy and he was playing. Like, what the hell? So on Friday morning, he was, my alarm went off, and he actually barged into my bedroom like, yo, where's my food? I hadn't seen him do that in literal months. You don't know how good that made me feel. Like, wow. So I saw it like in the afternoon. I was like, okay, he seems to be holding up. So I called the vet, and I was like, okay, I don't know how to explain this. But yeah, this is how he reacts now. And she also had no clue what the hell happened here, especially since it was supposed to be neurological, which, seemed kind of making sense, because you gotta understand, Griezo in the past has had a tumor that was growing on his cheek, which was successfully removed. So, it could have that there was something growing on his brain now. But it wouldn't make sense that that would just go away even with steroids. Like, it's kind of a wonder drug, but it can't just remove brain issues, right? So that was, I have no explanation. She doesn't have an explanation. But yeah, we came to the conclusion, well, if he's doing so well now, it would be kind of weird to put him down. So we canceled that. She was really cool about it as well, because it's always a bit of a hassle if you make a last moment cancellation. But she understood it, which was cool. And we're going to see how he does after the weekend. We have an appointment on Wednesday, and see how he does. And yeah, I can already tell you that he is doing so much better. Like, he's still walking around now. He's laying down here, down the desk. Like, he's not able to jump up on things yet. But still, it's such a relief how well he has been doing. And just, hearing him yell at me again for food, and just eating on his own again, and drinking, and without all that weird stuff. Now, if he walks somewhere, he directly walks there. He doesn't go wander around like aimlessly, like a demented cat. It was so weird, and I'm just flabbergasted. Well, look at him now. Well, you're not seeing him now. I'm not going to put him in front of the camera, because, as you might imagine, the last couple of months he has not been grooming himself. He didn't really like it if you groomed him. So he's quite a mess, especially with him soiling himself quite a bit as well. So, you know, I hope to, not to mention that he's quite skinny right now. But he has been gaining weight in the last week, so that's very reassuring. Or the last couple of days, even like from Wednesday on, I guess. But yeah, you don't know how much it means to me. So much, so much. Also, big thank you to everyone who sent in their well wishes. I'm kind of made out to be the liar now, but yeah, it's really, you gotta believe me, it's night and day. On Tuesday, I was really expecting him to just any minute fall over and just die. There was no life left in him, and now he's like almost himself again. The only thing that's a bit off is that he's, well, not jumping up again right away, but you know, he's walking around now. He's having talks. And you know, especially when he needs food, because apparently he got a bit used to being served in his box. So now he's a couple of times he's just mowing in his box like, "Where's my food? Bring me the food." But yeah, that's what we want to see. We love that attitude, Griezo. So thank you very much for being a stubborn bastard and just saying, "Nope, I ain't dying just yet," because that kind of looks like it, you know. Just as I made the appointment, he's like, "Nope, we're not doing that." So that's cool. So yeah, thank you so much again for all the well wishes. And yeah, we are now actually going over some CDI stuff, I suppose, because that was the other thing I didn't really intend to do, because I figured this video was all about Griezo and saying my farewells. But luckily we can actually go on to some pickups. And I shouldn't have, like, Griezo's cost for the vet, like they do know how to ask it. It's 4,000 euros so far. We're just over the 4,000 euro mark, which, to give you an idea, is like a third of my income, yearly income. So I'm kind of broke, but as some people might also be able to relate to, if you are stressed out, or just, you know, you're finding ways to cope and find some ways to escape, for me that translates into clicking on stuff I really shouldn't, which, you know, tends to get stuff sent to me and wasting even more money. So I did get some CDI stuff. I also got some PlayStation 2 games, which I will go over on another video, because this one's going long enough as it is. And yeah, first up we have a bunch of video CDs, and these were quite interesting. This is a set of 6, and these are, I'm just going to show them one by one. These are video CDs of Tintin, the comic, but you know, the TV series they did on this. And what's interesting about these, I don't tend to hunt down video CDs in particular, but ever since I figured out that Infogrames actually publish some video CDs, and I see one of those, I do tend to want to pick them up. So these are from Infogrames. Of course, they made a bunch of CDI games as well. They actually held the rights to the whole CDI platform, the last, and they are nowadays known as Atari. So they are still around in, you know, some form. So that's cool. And these are a set of French Tintin videos, and they are still in the seal. These were $2.50 a pop, so very cheap I found, but that tends to happen a lot with video CDs because no one collects for them. But they are cool to have for sure. And technically, video CD is CDI, so you know, if you collect CDI, then you can say like, okay, I gotta collect my video CDs too. I am not sure if these are also in a Dutch version. This is published by Infogrames Benelux, which is Belgium, the Netherlands, and Luxembourg. So I'm half suspecting, because other of their published titles were also in Dutch and French, I'm half expecting that these also have a Dutch release, but I have never seen them. I've also never seen these, but from what I can gather, these were the only 6, at least French releases. I can't find any others. I do find some Philips English Tintin releases, which are probably like the same, but just published by Philips instead of Infogrames, in, I guess, England, but I'm not entirely sure. Never ran across those either, still need to find those as well at some point, I guess. But yeah, from what I can gather, there were only 6 of these released in French, and this is the whole set. So that's really, really cool. Glad to have that. Found that. Was very cheap, and that was awesome. Last time I also explained that I am trying to hunt down the American long boxes because I just think the long boxes look awesome. And I found 6. Funny how that works. 6 of those here as well to add to the collection. First of it, one is one I've never seen sold here at all. It's an American exclusive, which is always makes it very interesting because I've never played it either. And that is, what is it actually called? Best of Draw 50, which is a drawing program for CDI, I suppose, which is interesting. I've never checked this out. I can't imagine it's very sophisticated. There's a couple of drawing programs for CDI. This one's a bit dirty, by the way, so I hope I can clean that up. Being that this is just cardboard is always a bit concerning when cleaning, but I think it should work out. Next, we have rock guitar long box version. This did come out in Europe, in the Euro cases. I think also in the smaller jewel cases, actually. But yeah, this is a like educational title on how to play rock guitar, and it comes with this one as well, which is the here for acoustic guitar. I know there is also one for jazz guitar. I'm not sure if there is one for bass. Could be, probably is. I don't remember at the top of my head. So yeah, I still miss the jazz one in long box variation. So that's cool. Hey Griezo, he just came over here in his favorite box right now. This one, interesting to note, is there is a version of this one. I'm not sure if it's like a variant of this or an actual different title altogether, but there is a one that looks almost identical to this one, but it says Musical Book 1. There was never a 2 or a 3, there's just Musical Book 1, and that long box is really hard to find. It rarely comes up, and it's unfortunately one that I don't have yet, so that's going to be one of the more problematic ones, I suppose, to actually get. But yeah, I'm glad to have these 3 already, and here's another one I didn't have yet in the long box form, which is Sandy's Circus Adventure. And in a previous video I talked about All the Fun at the Fair, and I confused it for this one. This is actually what I was thinking of. All the Fun of the Fair is actually a interactive video thingy to learn English. This one, however, is just an interactive, cartoon, but it has some kind of mini game things, and it's just really fun, especially for the young ones. Just cool to follow this seal around on his little adventure, or is it a she? I don't know. But yeah, it's a really neat title. And why I got confused is that I have a Dutch box that's called How Do You Do, and that has both of these in there to learn English. So you know, that's kind of why they live in the same headspace. Next up we have this one. Speaking of interactive cartoons, we have the Story Machine, which is Star Dreams, which is an interesting title. It kind of allows you to create a very short kind of comic panel thingy with some sound as well, and you know, just tell your own stories like that. It's kind of interesting for the time. Of course, nowadays it's not very complicated at all. There's two versions of these. There's this one which is more sci-fi inspired, and there is fairy tales, which is more, well, fairy tale inspired. Who would have guessed? I've got both of them in the long box version again, so this is unfortunately a double. Although this one does look in really good condition, so I might need to check out mine to see which is the better to keep. But you know, it came in the pack, so I can't say no. Last time I also mentioned Video Speedway, and I'm kind of dreading because that means that I am having to record some footage again and kind of murder my ears. But yeah, I did mention that I did not have the long box version yet, and well, here we are, long box version of Video Speedway. So really cool to have that one pop up very soon after that as well. And what do I mean by, you know, getting your ears murdered? Yeah, you weren't in time for the mute button, were you? At least I can play this and record it and hit the mute button prematurely. Sorry about that, but not really sorry. Finally, there is one final title. I got a bit earlier, but I just completely forgot to show this last time, I guess. But this is, what is it called? It is called the Hoogsnelheidlijn in Nederland. And this is what they tend to call a professional disc. And what this means is these discs were not meant for the general public. You couldn't buy it in the store. This is like a project disc for the high-speed railway they made in the Netherlands. And this disc was used in town halls, you know, where the concerned village would come to the town hall, and then some suits would come over to tell you about all of the good things that would happen if they would allow this thing to run through their backyard. You know, all the work opportunities, all the tourism that would zoom straight past their village. Any build project is like that, where they come over to tell you all about the good stuff, and then it turns out that they lied as per usual. So that's a disc like that, where they optimistically tell you about all that. So that's kind of cool. As I remember it, this thing, this railway, was a bit of a disastrous thing altogether, but that's per usual. Griezo, what are you doing? Oh my god, you gotta be kidding me. Alright guys, he hasn't come on the desk in literal months, and now we are making a video, and look who is coming over here. Oh my god, I cannot believe this. Oh my god, you don't want to know how good this makes me feel. I am sorry for the state he is in. As I said, he is kind of a mess. No, please don't go. Oh no, he's going on his on the high spot. Just a moment. How about you stay here where we can keep an eye on you, huh? I don't want you to go too high just yet. Oh my goodness. You don't know how much, how good this makes me feel. Like, I haven't seen him on here in literal months, guys. And now he just, well, as I said earlier, he kind of makes me out to be a liar from my post on Tuesday. But this is just amazing. Oh my god, thank you so much, Griezo. Thank you for being such a stubborn kitty. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Yeah, just a bit longer, I'm going to tear up. Which I had already done in the past, but then from sadness and now from happiness. This is so awesome. Thank you so much, Griezo. Best present ever. Oh my goodness. I don't know, where was I, Griezo? Where was I? All right, the trains. Yeah. Uh, yeah, this brought me out of it. Oh my goodness. So yeah, we had the high speed line. This one goes from Amsterdam to, is it Brussels or Antwerp? And I think they give the green light back in 1996, which is probably when the CDI was made. And I think it was built all the way in 2001. And originally there were actually plans for, I think, 3 high-speed lines, but only the one was eventually made. And you know, that was already causing so many headaches, not even to mention the whole fiasco. Although, having said that, I think, if I remember correctly, not too long ago, there were like the plans for the one that goes to Germany was on the table again. So I wonder if they are going to make a new CDI to tell all the people in Drenthe how great it is that they have another high-speed line through their backyard. They will probably not use a CDI, unfortunately. But yeah, guys, I think this is all for now. And what a way to close this. Thank you so much, Griezo. Great to see you. Again, very sorry about the state of him, but you know, that is just what it is. It will slowly get better, I hope. I just hope he will continue to just improve like this. And yeah, would you call me a liar, Griezo? And I am glad that you did. Thank you so much, buddy. I'm so happy to still have you around with me. So happy. Oh my goodness. This completely makes my day. That he even comes here. This is so cool. Maybe he just missed all the video making. Maybe. Who knows? Let's try this again further in the week. Why don't we, Griezo? When we show off some more games that we recently irresponsibly picked up, but then for PS2. So guys, I hope to see you then. And until that time, take care. And for now I say, the muzzle.